What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Team Chat Podcast, a weekly show where we talk about video games, the ones we love, the ones we hate, and everything in between. I am one of your hosts, Jerrett Wilson, joined by Rachel Mogan.
What's up?
If this is your first time listening, thanks for joining us. You can subscribe to the show across podcast services such as iTunes or SoundCloud, as well as our YouTube channel where you can watch the video version of each episode. Have thoughts, questions, or suggestions? Email us at teamchatpodcast@gmail.com or find us online at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Finally, we are a completely listener-supported show, so if you're really enjoying and really loving what we're creating, please check out our Patreon page where you can support the show, and in return, we'll give you cool perks like getting you the episodes early before the general Tuesday release and access to our private Team Chat Podcast Discord server. A lot of fun goes on there. You should check that out.
Yeah.
If not, that's totally fine. We'll keep making the show week after week and bringing you great gaming content. Find out more at patreon.com/teamchatpodcast. And a special thank you to all of our current patrons who help make each and every episode of Team Chat Podcast possible.
XOXO, hugs
XO,
and kisses,
lots of hearts and
lots of love.
But before we get into our big topic of today, as we always do, let's begin with the news.
There's so much news still.
And really, this whole episode is going to be kind of news-centered.
I mean, it kind
so
of
this
is
whole
all
episode
news.
is just one big moment with Mogan.
But we're going to, pretty much. Well, aren't they all, Jared?
Obviously.
So funny. Anyways, but we did talk last time and the time before that about how the month of May is just an absolute madhouse of releases.
Yep.
So not including all of the news and some rumors that we're going to be talking about for the rest of this episode, these are the confirmed releases coming very soon to a game store or an Amazon or whatever you want near you. So on this episode's release date, May 15th, you will have Battle Chasers Night War for the Switch. You will also have Horizon Chase Turbo, a lot of chase things. Horizon Chase Turbo for PS4 and PC. You'll have Dragon's Crown Pro for PS4. You'll also have Little Witch Academia Chamber of Time for PC.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I've heard of that one too.
It's the only one so far.
For PC and PS4. You will also have Omen Sight for PS4 and PC. You will also have Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux for the 3DS. Those were all May 15th. And then a little bit later after that, on May 17th, Lone Sales for PC. Lone Sales for PC, May 17th. In addition, May 17th, Fox N Forest for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Also May 17th, World Adrift for PC. It's a good month for PC.
I know.
And then coming soon, on May 18th, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for Switch.
There we
I don't
go.
know. I've actually never played Hyrule Warriors because
I've only played it on like the demo, on the Wii, on the demos that were in like Target and stuff like that. It seemed fun-ish, but also at the same time, it seemed like a very. And again, this is only speaking from the little bit I've played at demos at Target. It seemed like a very just easy horde mode game.
Yeah, pretty much.
It didn't really do, it was just like you slash, do a crazy combo, and then you killed a whole lot of guys, and then they just keep going.
I mean, I guess it's fine if you have like a rage problem and you need to be able to
I mean, again, I could be completely
You could play
missing.
Doom for that though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I agree, and I also don't consider Hyrule Warriors as being in the True
It's not
Legend
in the
of Zelda
canon.
No. So anyways, if you're into that, good for you. It's coming to the Switch May 18th. Also May 18th.
If you're into that sort of thing, you perverts.
You plebs. Oh yeah, no, this one I'm excited about. Little Nightmares Complete Edition.
Oh, there we go.
Is also hitting the
Did you
Switch
play
on
that
May.
one?
Yes, that's the one I played the first edition.
Okay.
So I actually didn't know this until I saw the complete edition come out. There was Little Nightmares basically part 1, which is the one I talked about that features the little girl 6
In the raincoat?
Yes,
in the
yellow raincoat. I forget what her name is. I want to say it's 6. I could be wrong. And then there was a part 2, essentially, which I believe featured a little boy. And I think he was also tiny size. I don't know, because that's the version I haven't played.
Okay.
But the complete edition will include both parts of the game. So that's also coming to Switch May 18th. And then one more on May 18th. Bear with me, guys. State of Decay 2 for Xbox One and PC.
Interesting to see how that one will do.
I'm going to have to start doing breathing exercises for the rest of May. I'm like feeling winded.
I know it's a lot of talking. But so that will be interesting to see then. So the Xbox's next big exclusive coming in, State of Decay.
State of Decay.
So
I don't
it'll
know
be-
anything about State of Decay.
I really don't either. I know it's got some fans out there. I know
Whenever
the series
I
has some fans.
say
I've
it-
never played it. I've never even really seen gameplay of it. But I'm more curious to see if this one will have a good impact with Xbox exclusives, and because obviously, like we've talked about before, they're hurting for exclusives. Sea of Thieves did not perform near as well as they wanted it to.
No. So my question is, as the name might imply, is State of Decay about zombies?
Yes, it is.
Oh, figures. I wish that it had been about, like, State of Decay of your financial bank account, and then it was, like, all about accounting.
See, that
and
would
the
fit
stock
better into the
market.
educational games that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Games. I'm going to come up with a competitor game called State of Decay 3, and it's going to be all about finances.
Or the law of thermodynamics.
Or the law of thermodynamics.
I'm impressed with myself that I was able to pull
yeah,
out a
was that
science
a
reference.
nice little science joke for you?
I'm very happy with myself right now.
Anyways.
Anyway, so as I said, this is kind of a more of a news-centered episode because earlier this week, and this is kind of the main topic that we're going to start off with, and then we'll move on to other ones if we have as time allows. But the big news of the week is that Nintendo finally announced all of the features, pricing, plans, what have you, for the Nintendo Switch Online service.
Correct.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, because you have more experience than Nintendo than I do. This is the first time that Nintendo has launched a paid-for online service.
That is correct.
Okay.
So with all of the previous all of the previous consoles, period, with the 3DS, with the DS, with the Wii, with the GameCube, obviously, with the Wii U even, Nintendo has never entered the virtual market of basically paid online services,
Okay.
which is a model that Xbox, like Microsoft and Sony, have been using for many years.
Several years now. Xbox is the one who kicked it off with Xbox Live. I remember
Figures
that.
it would be Xbox.
And then I remembered, man, I remembered when I got the PS4 and I was like, oh man, I got to pay now to be able to play online when I switch from the PS4 to the PS3. But then, I mean, PS Plus. So worth it.
So PS Plus definitely is worth it.
I don't
and
even question.
I know that with Xbox Live, they do also get like Xbox Live Gold,
Yeah, you
right?
get the free
Which is
games.
where you still get free games. So on the
I just
one
don't pay
hand,
attention to it as much.
Yeah. Now, so if you weren't using games that used online services, obviously it wouldn't be worth it to you
Right.
to buy into this kind of thing. But with Overwatch,
But maybe, with Overwatch and stuff like that. But maybe with the Switch, though, this is where it kind of gets interesting. So obviously the big thing where you might, even if you're not into online games, you might want to. We'll get into that in a little bit. But so the big things, obviously, the big main features, and we're pulling this all from the Nintendo website. If you want to go and fact check us later, because sometimes we get things wrong.
in fact, we're mostly wrong.
Most
the
likely,
majority,
most of the
not me, you. I'm right on that.
What the hell? Although I will say, yes, to correct myself from last week's episode when I was busy catching myself trying to not say country in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, only to then realize that the game is actually called Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Haha, sucker.
I'm such a big
I wouldn't
fan.
have thought so either.
I'm such a big fan of Donkey Kong.
And I'm not, so I have an excuse, but...
I say that now like we're sarcastically withdraw my fan card.
yeah, right, revoked.
Revoked. Because obviously I didn't catch that all Donkey Kong titles are called Donkey Kong Country blank. Whatever. Moving on.
Miserable failure.
Show continues. Show must go on. But the big main feature, obviously, is that Nintendo Switch Online will allow for online play. I mean, there's already online play to some extent with like Mario Kart. You can play online, other things like that.
Splatoon obviously is one of those games that is almost entirely online.
Right. Now, obviously, people are looking for with like ARMS, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Tennis Aces, and Sushi Striker: The Way of Sushido. So that is going to be obviously the big main component of what you're paying for there. Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online. So you're going to, at launch of this, enjoy 20 NES games with added online play for the first time ever. So we're going to click over here.
Yeah, some of the ones that they cited, these are obviously, so just to explain this a little bit more, the Nintendo Entertainment System Nintendo Switch Online, or very simply NES Online, is basically a mode that will allow you to enjoy old classic NES games in an all-new online format that they've never had before.
So basically, you can play Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Dr. Mario, Legend of Zelda, Balloon Fight, Ice Climber. These are the ones that they've announced so far, the first 10. There will be 10, the rest of them are Soccer, Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, Dr. Mario. I think I said them all now. So basically, these are old NES games, which were the ones you were able to get on the NES Classic. And that came out a couple of years ago. But now you'll be able to play them digitally on your Switch and online for the two-player games. So that's pretty cool.
I do think it's really cool that these are going to give a new online format to really old games that otherwise never would have been able to enjoy that kind of gameplay.
Yep.
And I know for a fact that there are tons of die-hard old school fighting game people that would love it if things like the old Street Fighter games came to this new online format, because there are still people that will do tournaments for those kinds of games. So I definitely see the draw for the really hardcore old school gamer. For me personally, this information does nothing for me.
Doesn't add to excitement level at all?
That doesn't add to my excitement level at all. I understand why they would do it, to kind of give a little bit of extra bonus content to this paid service, because again, this is going to be a paid service. So I get why they did it. Depending on what the other 10 games that they add are, I might be more excited about it. And potentially in the future, they may decide to add SNES games, for example. They might wind up putting other games that are from old generations onto this kind of service.
So I've listened to a couple other shows, read a couple articles and different things about that. So obviously one of the other news things that goes kind of alongside of this is that Nintendo did come out and say that the Virtual Console, which was on the Wii U, correct, will not be on the Switch. So that's got people all in the tizzy.
Yeah.
Does this mean we're never going to get like Virtual Console stuff? Or is this, what they're doing with the NES games, is this the precursor to the new version of that's going to be on the Switch, where they do allow for SNES games, maybe even 64, GameCube, old Wii games?
Man, GameCube.
So
GameCube.
So it's interesting to see what this will turn into.
I get the feeling, like me looking at this and knowing what I know about Nintendo, this seems like a testing the waters kind of thing. This particular component of the Nintendo Online service.
How much play is it going to get?
Yeah,
how much?
This seems like a feelers kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely so. So it'll be interesting to see where that grows. Another big one that people have been wanting with their Switch is save data cloud backup. Now, I've seen a lot of people online. Even one guy, Brian Altano at IGN, he tweeted a few months back that he lost his Breath of the Wild progress because he lost his deal. And he's just like, why is there no way to save this and back this up? Well, online servers will let you do that. Now, this is the thing that makes it that I was alluding to earlier when I was saying that even if you don't play multiplayer games, you might still want to kick out that $20 a year, $20 a year.
I agree. So for starters, let's just briefly circle back to what the pay tiers are.
Okay, so
for
just
pull those up real quick, because obviously that's kind of one of the main things that people always want to know. How much does it cost?
Right.
So very similar to how Xbox and PS4 currently have their paid structures, you can get as little as a month, up to 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months, and even more. Now, for PS4, it's a lot more expensive. It's like $60 a year.
$60 for that. And so same is...
I don't know what Xbox is.
Gold Live is 60. It's 60 or 65.
I think they're the same.
I think they are the same.
Obviously, I can't swear to that. But for the Switch, it is going to be extremely affordable in comparison to PS4 and Xbox. So for 1 month of online service, you'll pay $3.99 USD. For 3 months, that's going to be $7.99 USD. And for 12 months, like we said, that's only going to be $20 for a whole year, 12 calendar months. That's crazy. That's so cheap. In comparison to PS4 Plus, that's just crazy. And then in addition, because the Switch...
it's $60 for both PSN and Xbox Live.
Because the Switch is definitely marketed by Nintendo as being such a family use console, they do also have this separate package, which is a family membership. It's again 12 months, and this is at a cost of $34.99, but that gives you accounts for up to 8 individual people to all use online service just under the one umbrella of $34.99.
Which is interesting. So 7 others, so 8 people total can be on this. And it doesn't necessarily, and it says here, Nintendo account holder, other people. So it doesn't look like it's going to be locked to
technically no
shared account or anything like that. It's so you and me and 4 other.
I don't even have that many friends, Jerrett.
Could potentially, and this is what I've heard some other shows talk about that I was like, oh, okay, this could be interesting if that's what they're doing for pennies, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's could you have this online service? So, I mean, Nintendo is making it very easy to justify the purchase. I mean, obviously, I'm going to get this. It's $20.
I think that if they had tried to do this same type of service at that $60 a month price point with what their current pool of online specific games is, it would have fallen flat.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
So this will be something to see, though, if they will stick to $20 or if they will want to just hit.
Oh, whoopsie doodles. That was a joke.
If they will eventually like raise the prices a little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised when they eventually do because, I mean, PlayStation did, Sony did.
Yeah.
I mean, we can expect that there will be periodic increases, especially for inflation to correct for that, and potentially to increase services as well.
Right.
But
especially too, like if they do want to start throwing into the online gaming things that they offer, because that's the thing too. Obviously, part of why Xbox and PSN are so expensive with their yearly plans is because they're giving you freebies. And so is Nintendo here. But
to an extent.
To an extent, but they're also NES games.
Yeah.
Games that are, very, very old 80s.
And these are
1980s.
ones that you can also now get via your NES Classic or your SNES Classic.
Right.
So there are clearly other ways to still get a hold of those old games. This is just a way to get them that is a little bit more consolidated with your current system.
So, but at the same time, yeah, you're right. And I agree with you that if they came out and were like, yeah, $60 a year.
I would not. I'd be like, no way. I play Breath of the Wild myself.
Yeah. I don't know. I can say goodbye to Splatoon.
Yeah.
Could you though? Could you say goodbye?
There is a very robust single-player campaign as of Splatoon 2, and with the new Octo expansion, there will be an even bigger single-player mode.
But could you be happy with the single-player mode
I might
all the time?
Be able to. It would be a big maybe,
Yeah.
but because Splatoon is one of the few Switch games that I ever play online, maybe I really can't justify that $60. However, we didn't really expand that much on the save data backup, which for me is the big thing.
Right, because you're sitting with how many hours in like Breath of the Wild?
Over 200.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I have over 200 hours.
Well, and now, another big bit of news that was announced today, actually. What is today, the 10th? Yes, the 10th.
It's the 10th.
With Monster Hunter Generations.
Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Coming to the Switch.
Correct.
Which I'm assuming since you've been into this Monster Hunter kick with Monster Hunter World, you'll probably want to be picking that up too,
Right.
which will then be another thing with massive game that you're going to be spending lots of hours in. You'll want that backed up.
Now, I will go on ahead and say, I think it's cool that Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is being ported to the Switch. No, I will not buy it.
Oh.
And that's actually because, according to Cody, he's told me many times, and so has Bro Mogan, according to them, the current Monster Hunter World, which is for PS4, is apparently the most user-friendly Monster Hunter ever.
Well, there you have it.
And you already know that
So this is going to be a holdover for the people who are Switch only, and they're like, man, I want my Monster Hunter.
So for people that do still want to play Monster Hunter and who enjoy Generations, obviously Ultimate, when it does come to the Switch, it's going to have some new features, it's going to be a little bit cleaned up, and obviously it's going to be still portable, which when it was on the 3DS, obviously it was portable. So I can see the appeal there, but the likelihood that I will go back and buy Monster Hunter Generations is close to zero. I would much rather, in terms of Monster Hunter, I would much rather continue to pump my resources into World.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm having fun, that's where I know how to use it.
How many hours do you think you've had in that?
So far, not that many. I
not
would
a whole
say
lot.
that maybe I've got 15.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 15 to 20 hours total. Since most of that time is spent online only and we just do a couple of missions at a time, and then, it's not the kind of game where you sit down and play all day like Breath of the Wild was.
When it was first coming out, I feel like I've been throwing their names out there a lot lately because I want them to know about it. So it was Greg Miller. Kind of funny. They got it super into Monster Hunter World, and he was like tweeting and like Instagramming stuff like that. He'd play with a couple other guys like Kevin and all that stuff. They would play 8-9 hours at a time.
How can they
and with his wife,
that?
like she'd play with him too, and like 8-9 hours because they were like super into it.
I really like it. I do enjoy it a lot, but I don't think
there's
play
any
it for
game
8
that
hours.
I could sit and play for that long.
I did with
time.
Breath of the Wild.
Okay, so
I know for a fact that I did.
See, this is why I think this year needs to be the year that we actually do it. Is the like 24-hour charity streams for the Extra Life and stuff like that. I mean, obviously we take turns. We can host other people. It won't be just me and you,
right?
Or me if you don't want to do it. But
we'll do shifts of 4. So you'll go for 4 hours, then you'll take a nap, then I'll go for 4 hours, then I'll take a nap.
Because I'm like the part about it too is obviously it'd be cool to do it, take part in doing that great and supporting a great cause. B, I want to see how long it could go.
Yeah,
I haven't gone like a serious game marathon since mid-teenage years. When I had the time to do such things.
And more importantly, the energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're getting old, Jerrett.
A couple Mountain Dews and some snacks, some pizzas. You know what I mean? Like that could power me all day. 2 days even, maybe.
2 days even.
Throw in some Monster, something like that back then. Whew. set for days.
All right. Well, anyways, we got a little off track.
A little bit.
But just to expand a bit more on the Nintendo news, that save data cloud backup, that is going to fix the problems that the Switch has had where if it crashes and you have to send it in for maintenance, people are losing their entire save data. And this will enable you to have all of your game data backed up in the cloud. And then presumably, if the Switch ever does something like a mid-console upgrade, for example, which we're seeing happen a little bit more, or if you just happen to get a new Switch, let's just say that you want a new one, obviously you would have somewhere to put that data and get it back on your new system. And finally, the Switch's internal capacity is only 64 gigs.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. Being able to port your data to the cloud if you're not actively using that game and then eventually get it back once you actually need that space back again, I can see that being a huge draw for people.
A huge thing. The big thing is, though, too, like save data stuff is not that big, so it's not in the grand scheme of things going to save a whole lot of space. The big thing, though...
I don't know how much you haven't played Breath of the Wild, but mine is taking up like a solid 59 gigs. I'm just kidding. It's not really.
Like, save data? No, you're doing something wrong there.
So many hours, Jarrett.
But this is the thing, too. And so a lot of people are excited about this, but then also a lot of people are upset about it that there's not a free way to be able to back up your data. Because PSN and Xbox, they also do this, where if you pay with PSN or Xbox Live, you can have your stuff uploaded to the cloud and saved for you. Don't have to worry about if you lose your system, whatever, re-download it on the fly. But even if you don't have that, there's also the option to copy to like USB, copy to an external device of some kind to be able to save your stuff. So I don't know, does that...
Well, maybe I'm just super ignorant about this, but I thought that you could use an external drive with the Switch.
I don't think you can.
I could be wrong. That's not something I personally have tried.
You can upgrade... memory cards. You can put in internal memory cards.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
But you can't. But no, as far as I know, too. Again, could be out of ignorance here. Correct us if we're wrong, dear listeners. But
Fuchsia would know. She's smart.
Okay, Fuchsia,
Yeah.
let us know. Let us know. You know these things.
I have lots of smart friends. Not Bro Mogan. Shut up. Everybody else.
Nothing.
He knows nothing.
But anyway, so that's kind of an interesting move on their part that they're not providing. I mean, I don't think it's $20. But break that down by a month, but month to month, that's not anything. I'm not going to try to do the quick math, but it's not a lot of money. And so I don't think that's necessarily something that should be a barrier to entry for people on that. But yeah, so that is launching.
Oh, okay.
In September.
I did bother to look it up. So no, you cannot use an external hard drive with the Switch. Okay. So my bad. I misunderstood that.
No big deal. Okay.
I don't know why you can't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Anyways, I'll educate myself on that at a later date.
So basically, here we go. The Nintendo Switch Online will launch September 2018. So it gives like a full breakdown here for people who have it. You'll get online gameplay, Nintendo Switch Online app, which is what they're saying you can use to do voice chat. But come on, people's not going to do that. You're going to use Discord and other stuff.
I know, right?
NES Switch Online, save data cloud backup, special offers. So like deals, fun stuff like that on games, I'm assuming. Nintendo Switch system and software updates. And these are things now that everybody will get, even non-subscribers. So non-subscribers and subscribers alike will get Nintendo Switch system and software updates. Thank God, because oh my God, what a shit show that would be if they were like, yeah, no, you don't get updates.
No.
Access to Nintendo eShop, register and manage friends, share screenshots to social media, and access to Nintendo Switch parental controls app, which I use heavily.
For Fender?
No.
He is sensitive.
I have sensitive too.
Oh.
No, just kidding. I do not use it.
Fender seems like he needs parental controls.
So here's a fun thing. So one of the people that I was listening to, again, were kind of funny. And they were talking about how they have, and this is something I just wanted to throw by you, because I see some stock in it. I kind of agree with Mr. Tim Geddes and his prediction.
Predictions, okay.
He thinks the new Smash will launch the same day as Nintendo Switch Online.
Ooh, that would actually that's a good prediction. Because obviously Smash is going to be the thing that people will want to play online. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's probably right.
I hadn't even thought of it. And I was listening to their podcast, their episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily, where they were talking about this stuff. And I was like, oh my God. That really makes a lot of sense.
I absolutely agree that would make a ton of sense. However, I still strongly believe that at least at some point, they originally announced very, obviously super shadowy Smash updates. They did say 2018.
Right.
Did they?
Now I don't remember.
Yeah,
But
no, I can't remember. I think they said
did.
2018.
Yeah.
And I just I have a very hard time believing that's true.
You think it'll get delayed?
I definitely think it's going to get delayed.
Yeah.
I mean, if even
Maybe
huge
it's in their
titles.
plan right now.
Yeah. So.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I think
But
it'll
still,
get
I heard
delayed
that
to
and I was like,
2019.
ooh, I got to throw that out to Mogan because
I agree
makes
that
me excited.
prediction is great. I think it's very clever. But realistically, I just totally think that Smash 5, right, is going to get delayed. I think it would be really unusual if it didn't get delayed.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, we're sitting about a month out from E3. I'm sure we might get more definitive news on the status of Smash there.
Oh, I'm sure we will. There's probably going to be a huge expose about it. It's probably going to be the crux of Nintendo's E3 announcements this year.
We need to, speaking of that, we need to look at all when those conferences are going to be so we can be
Well, we kind of do
doing some
have.
reacts
Maybe
and
this
stuff.
is a good segue into our next kind of topic.
Well, hold up. Let me refresh the camera real quick. Beep, it, boop, boop, beep, boop.
Quick, be in a different pose than before.
Oh, snap. Okay. So transition to our next topic then.
So the next topic is really one that's kind of just all gossip. It's like all gossip and rumors. None of this is really fully substantiated information. However, it was kind of recently effed up. It's not supposed to happen this way, but Walmart.com, correct?
Walmart Canada specifically.
Walmart, the Canadians.
Start apologizing.
Ark, explain your people.
This was tweeted out to the world, or the person who caught it was Wario64 on Twitter.
Right.
Who I've now started following, and I should have done it a long time ago because he tweets a lot of leak or news, things like this, and also a lot of deals. So follow at Wario64. But anyway, so yeah, please.
So anyways, Canada Walmart, Wall Canada, Canamart, Canadian Mart. There we go. I can't decide which one I like more. Anyways, Canadian Mart, they accidentally posted some information that were basically on their website. They had all of these placeholder games, which, whenever things go online that are going to be for pre-order, when they're initially announced, frequently they'll just have like a coming soon, and then maybe a title, and then some really generic information. It'll have like coming soon, 2018, for example, no price listed, pre-order, blah, blah, blah. It's always very sparse information. This was a leak, quotation marks, of like kind of tens of games.
Lots of games that had literally never been heard of before.
Of just placeholder art and game titles.
Literally
that
like
have,
the box with just a black screen on the front saying the name of the game.
Yeah, it'll be like, either the green header or the blue header and then just some random information. And it's like, wow, I wonder how much of this is real and how much isn't.
My neighbor
Did you find a snake?
Yeah. It's a garter snake, everyone. Don't worry. It's safe.
You want me to go out there and tell him to leave that snake alone?
No, he does. He goes around and he moves them to different places. I don't know what he's doing, but then he posts them on his Instagram. He's studying snakes.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it's a nature project.
What's that
for
called?
Sure.
Snakeology? I think I'm right about that one. Don't fight me. I'm right. It's snakeology.
That doesn't sound right.
Should we call it hissiology? They do hiss. Snakes are cute, everybody. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Back to snakeology.
So anyway,
the important things that we're talking about today.
Sorry, we had to do a quick pause to fix some technical glitch.
What is snakeology called? It's not entomology because that's bugs.
Well, now we got to look it up.
And it's not etymology because that's words.
Isn't it like, what's it called? It's snake.
It's definitely snakeology.
Study of snakes. I thought it was like
venom. Herpetology.
Yeah, herpetology.
Yes, you're right. Thank you.
Because that's what I was thinking that like the building at the zoo was called.
And I think the only reason a lot of American kids know that is because of a series of unfortunate events.
Well, there you go.
Volume 2, featuring their uncle, who was a herpetologist, and he had a snaky named... What was the snaky's name?
I don't know.
Big Bertha. I'm just kidding. That's probably not right. But anyways, it was great. So, snakeology, herpetology, everybody.
And there you go. And back to our regularly scheduled
the
topic
more you know.
So, the list of games... Yeah, like you were saying, it was an impressive list. Like a lot, everybody was like, "Okay, so what do we have to learn at E3 now?"
Yeah, like can you? So for starters, there's no real proof that any of this
other
is
than
super
just listings
true.
on Walmart Canada,
right?
But also, I don't feel like Walmart Canada would just be like dropping this knowledge.
And some of the studios that were implicated in this were really not outright denying that any
kinda
of the
cheeky
information.
in
Yeah,
their
just being kind of
responses.
cheeky, which I think is the right move.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you were like, wow, I really hope people don't think we're making that game because we're definitely not.
Right, which I feel like if that were the case, they would have come out and said, yeah, we're not making that game.
Is it
That's a bunch of
Half-Life
crap.
that everybody really wants?
Yeah, Half-Life 3.
Oh, it would definitely put Half-Life 3 on there, even though it's not real. Fake news.
We're going to start spreading that rumor?
Yeah,
That's how we get famous.
Half-Life 3, guys. Did you hear? It's definitely coming.
So the list of games were Just Cause 4, Splinter Cell, Dragon Quest 2, Lego DC Villains, Borderlands 3, Rage 2, Gears of War 5, Forza Horizon 5, and the new Assassin's Creed game.
So some of those obviously are to me not even news. Like for example, Forza. There's a new one of those.
Yeah,
all
that's
the time.
not a big deal. Forza, Lego DC Villains. That makes sense. Dragon
Yeah.
Quest 2. I feel like we've heard a lot about Dragon Quest in
Well,
general
Dragon
lately.
Quest is a really popular series.
So again, not super
just in
surprising.
general.
The big one, and then Just Cause 4, Just Cause 3 was a moderately successful game. Like I didn't hear people like busting down the doors to sing its praises, but they also a lot of people who played it enjoyed it, and I still see gifs of people doing insane stuff popping up on Reddit and all this other stuff. So it's got a fan base. So that's not necessarily surprising. And they made 3, so why would they not make 4?
Right. That makes sense.
So that one makes sense. Splinter Cell though. If we had our good friend Zachary
isn't
Parks.
Zach the one that's always banging down the doors for Splinter Cell?
If he knows of this news, which we should text him
We should probably text him.
and be like, what's up? Which, speaking of, we've not forgotten about our dear friend, Mr. Zachary
he's
Parks.
still around.
He's still around. We're
places.
trying to get him back on this show. Don't you worry your little heads about it. But no, so Splinter Cell. That one, I was like, and when this news came out, I tweeted about it too, just like a quick thing about it. But this one, I was like, that's really exciting, and also makes a lot of sense because they just had the Sam Fisher crossover event in Ghost Recon's.
Right.
Ghost Recon
right.
Wildlands, like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So that would make a lot of sense for people who weren't familiar with the character, people who were familiar with the character and big fans of him, to be like, hey, little tease, and here you go. A brand new one for the current generation games.
And I feel like there's absolutely still a market for the Splinter Cell series.
Absolutely.
And I think that if they do wind up actually announcing Splinter Cell at E3 this year, I think it will be big news.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Maybe it will be that coveted Xbox exclusive that we've been telling them to do.
No way. They're not gonna come with a long-standing series like Splinter Cell and be like, hey, by the way, exclusive to Xbox.
Was it always for PlayStation and
for
Xbox?
both, yeah.
Okay.
So no, they're not gonna come out and say like it's
But what if they do?
If they do,
prediction, everybody.
That's great. Write it down.
Official Mogan prediction.
I'm gonna need you to write this down.
Splinter Cell E3. I'm writing it down. Okay, Splinter Cell.
Notice this whole page is already E3 predictions.
Which
we're not gonna do. We're not gonna do those yet.
E3
Maybe. We'll do them soon. Don't worry.
2018 release date. I'm going all in.
Wow.
Release
Full on release date
date.
and everything.
Christmas, December 25th. Christmas. Yeah, sure, why not? December 25, 2018. It's coming out this year, everybody. That's an official prediction. Splinter Cell, December
doubt
25th,
that.
2018.
And Xbox exclusivity.
it's an Xbox exclusive. Fight me. Okay,
Alrighty.
that's my first
There
one.
it is.
It's my first prediction,
No,
everybody.
remember we made predictions already way back in, I think, anticipated games, like the very first episode of the year.
Yeah.
Or second episode of the year, whatever. So we need to go back. I need to go back and listen through that and find all those so we can update it when we do our E3 predictions episode this year, which, like I was saying, will be coming very soon because
I think
E3
I
is nigh.
predicted that they would officially cancel VR.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not gonna
it's
happen.
going to happen.
No,
it's going to
it's not
happen.
gonna
I'm
happen.
right. In fact, Christmas, December 28th.
It's not going to happen.
VR is canceled, everybody.
So same thing, Lego DC Villain, okay, blah, blah, blah. The other big one here, Borderlands 3. It's been a long time. It's been like radio silence on Borderlands. Now,
didn't they have something to do with a mobile game for Borderlands, though?
I don't think so.
Tales from the Borderlands?
Tales from the yes.
There we go.
But that was Telltale Games, and that was one of the episodic series that they do.
Right. Different things, kind of.
Different things. So yeah. So there's been Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel, and then Tales of the Borderlands from Telltale. But so it's been several years though since And then they came out even with the
2
Handsome
come
Jack
out?
collection,
Oh,
which
yeah,
was
that's right.
just Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel.
Right.
And that came out, and that was like the one that was upgraded for PS4 and all that stuff. PS4 and Xbox One. Borderlands 2, or pre-sequel is the most recent one, so let me see when that one came out.
I'm struggling with the word pre-sequel.
I know,
What does
it's kind
that
of a mouthful.
mean?
It's like some stuff takes place after, or it's kind of both. Or, I mean, Borderlands is crazy and zany. I haven't played it yet, but Borderlands is crazy and zany, so it makes complete sense that they're calling it the pre-sequel, but it's a prequel. But they just wanted to put a fun spin on it.
Why not?
I actually have the Handsome collection.
Why?
Because I liked Borderlands. The first Borderlands
I thought
is
you
great.
said you hadn't played it.
I hadn't played pre-sequel.
Oh, okay. My bad. I misunderstood.
I played Borderlands 1, loved it, ton of fun. And I've started Borderlands 2 and just gotten off it because of the reason I do everything. I have a bajillion games to play.
Yeah.
And so it came out, the pre-sequel came out in 2014. Okay. But I mean, high-rated
that's
game.
been 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, 9 of 10 on Steam. IGN gave it an 8 out of 10. Metacritic has it at 75%. So, I mean, these are a very beloved series, but it's just been a long time since anybody's heard anything about it. And so, so that's cool to see that that's on there. And so hopefully that does get the official announcement. The other one, and this one is the one that I was kind of very surprised on, Rage 2.
I don't know anything about Rage, period.
So Rage,
Enlighten
and this
me.
is a Bethesda game.
Oh, no, wait, I do know a little bit about this. That was a joke. I was kidding everybody. I was just messing with you.
This one came out a while ago. I should have said Rage game.
Yeah, the internet just thinks that you have a problem.
2010 is when this one came out. And I remember hearing about this one and seeing it and being interested, but never wanting to fully commit. And because a lot of the time I'd heard like mixed reviews on the game, such as like, yeah, it's fun, but it's kind of glitchy, or it's either just kind of like got some weird things about it. And so I was just always like, oh, okay, sit and pass on it. So honestly, this one is very surprising if it is real. Because, and this is the one where Bethesda was not, they were like kind of being cheeky about it. So actually, like, here's the tweet here from Rage Game, and they do like they like highlighted the thing here. I'll put the thing up for the video people, but it's got like they showed the box art that they have, and they have like they drew all over it, and they're like incorrect key art, wrong font, not all caps, sad face emoji.
Sad face emoji.
But they're not straight out coming saying no either.
And I feel like, at least in terms of the original Rage maybe not being super popular, I kind of don't think that matters to Bethesda that much, because, for example, you know, the Dishonored series, Dishonored 1 made a big splash.
Right.
Dishonored 2, mixed reviews. And they still did Death of the Outsider after Dishonored 2 kind of didn't take off, I think, in the way they had hoped. So as far as caring about how popular a game is, I think they're going to do what they want.
They're also sitting on all that Skyrim money.
Exactly. I think they're just like, we've got cash for days. Did you hear Skyrim's on Switch now? They're literally just, I think they're fine.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that one, I was kind of like, oh, okay. That's kind of out of left field, and I like it.
Maybe Rage 2 is just a distraction for Skyrim, now in VR.
It already is in VR.
Oh, is it really? Yeah. I'm so dumb.
This is what I mean. They're not gonna cancel the VR.
It's going to be canceled, everyone.
They're going to cancel it because you just haven't paid attention to the VR news. No, it's not going to get canceled. Okay, so the other one though on this list, Gears of War 5. Now this one is the one I have the hardest time believing.
Really?
Yes.
You think so? Why?
Because Gears of War 4 came out in 2016.
Okay.
That seems very soon. Now, granted, I know they could just be announcing it, but that seems to be them putting it on their inventory of pre-order or whatever of releases. I don't know. That just seems soon. That just seems very early to me.
That's interesting, because when I saw Gears of War 5, that's the one where I kind of went, yeah.
Yeah, I know. When I posted it on, I think on our Discord, you responded with like, "Ooh, Gears 5," and you were like, and I was like, "That doesn't make sense to me."
I mean, that's the one that I think maybe my logic could be wrong, but I mean, the Gears series just seems like one that to me at least, it feels like it's a fairly frequent release.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they're already up to 5 already.
There was a pretty serious gap in the Gears of War 3 to 4. Granted, there was another game in between, like a spin-off game, Judgment. And so yeah, they have, this will technically be the 6th Gears game. But I don't know. That one to me, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, so they're going on. But again, it's an Xbox exclusive series. they need those.
They
so
do.
that would make sense why they would push it.
And so here's the other thing. If Gears 1, 2, and 3 came out in fairly quick succession, and then there was a big gap, and then they did Gears 4, to my mind, it would make sense that they would want to keep that game in the forefront of gamers' minds.
that's true.
By keeping it relevant, more or less. Because, if you have those big gaps between a game that you're planning a bunch of sequels for, that's not always a good thing. You don't want people to lose interest simply because of time.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, though. With the Gears series, since it is such a big series, I wouldn't think this would be one that would necessarily
Maybe
would happen
not.
to.
Maybe I'm using just super backwards logic, but I don't know.
No, it makes sense what you're saying. That was the one for some reason I was like, when I was reading through this, I was just like, oh, already? Okay, but we'll see.
So the one that I had that reaction to is freaking Assassin's Creed.
Oh, no, that makes sense to me.
See, I'm not surprised. I just kind of thought that with Assassin's Creed Origins getting as much positive attention as it did, I kind of thought maybe they would try to put more effort into it.
Well, they are. This one, they've already come out, Ubisoft has already come out and said before that they're not going to release a 2018 Assassin's Creed game. So this is a 2019 to 2020 Assassin's Creed game. So that one to me, I was just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Again, a little odd that I was already kind of on these pre-order things, but yeah, because they've already said they're going to spend a lot more time with Assassin's Creed Origins. They're not done doing things with it. So yeah, but that one I was just like, okay, makes sense, but not surprised.
I just think that if they are going to be putting so much additional content out there for Origins, why would they want to potentially cannibalize their own product?
But see, we doesn't necessarily know what that material will be. It could be more DLC, like extra levels and things like that. It could also just be a whole lot of like events and skins. That's where Ubisoft's making bank right now with season events and things like that. Between the ones with For Honor, Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, doing live events, timed events around certain things, like with Overwatch does with like the Year of the Dog, different things like that. Of extra content, weapons, skins, things like that. It remains to be seen what that is going to be. So if it's just events and skins, weapons every so often, that's pretty easy to maintain. But yeah, if they are planning on I guess that could be it too. They could be announcing the next big huge pack of DLC.
Yeah, that could absolutely be the case.
Because
and that I think would make more sense, at least to my mind.
Because I want to say they did. I'm pretty sure it was last year. I'm like 95% sure on this, that it was at last year's E3 2017 that they announced the Horizon DLC to be released in November.
Frost of something? Frozen Wilds.
Close.
There we go.
I like the effort.
Close. Yeah, I tried.
So that I hadn't even thought of that yet, of it being DLC, not necessarily a new game.
Right. So my newer prediction then is God of War 5 2019.
There's no way.
Absolutely going to happen, and it's going to be Travis's Adventures, Father and Son Happy Times.
No,
Official.
It's definitely not that
prediction. Yeah, it is going to be.
It took 5 years for this God of War to come around.
I'm correct.
No. They did though just release the update with the photo mode for God of War.
Oh yeah.
Which I'll say, photo mode. When I first heard about photo mode, I was kind of like, don't really care. They released it for Last of Us Remastered, was one of the first games I remember it being in. And I was like, I don't really care. Plus, I'd already beaten the game of Last of Us, so I wasn't going to go around and play the game again at that point. Wasn't ready for it. My heart and mind and soul were not ready for another playthrough of The Last of Us. But then, I got around to Horizon Zero Dawn. It had a photo mode.
I'm so surprised that you wouldn't have been interested in photo mode in the first place, because you're a photo film guy.
I know, but it was one of those things I didn't necessarily understand why I would want to do it. But then I actually kind of started.
Art, Jerrett.
Well, that's where I'm sitting at now. I played around with the photo mode in Horizon Zero Dawn. And I was like, okay, I kind of get this. I like this. Then I played around in Assassin's Creed Origins. Like, I'm really digging this. Now I'm doing it in God of War.
You should go back and play Pokemon Snap.
I played Pokemon Snap in Blockbuster.
You need to know the history of photo-based games, Jerrett.
But no, so that's a pretty fun thing, because now they've got it's crazy. Like, even in there'll be these areas where you can't have full, complete, total control of the camera, but it'll say restricted camera, so some of the settings are stuff, but you can still mess around. I took a really cool one that I'm pretty proud of.
Why don't you put them in the Discord?
Well, I do, but I also don't. I guess they're not spoilery.
Yeah,
it's just
throw them up in the Discord.
But anyway, so there's that one. You can do that, but man, you have so much customization. Like I was able in this one to like took a battle. I was like fighting a big troll, and I was like did like a wide one, but then I was like able to zoom in and like get a screenshot like of the troll's face, and he was way the hell across the room. I was like, this is awesome.
That's nice.
I love it. So anyway,
Even Mario Odyssey has a photo
that's
mode.
true. Mario
That's
Odyssey has one too.
true.
I didn't play around on that one enough, but
Breath of the Wild,
as
Mario
much as I did.
Odyssey, Splatoon has a kind of a
Does
photo
it?
mode for Splatfests.
Oh, really?
And actually, just if you're out in the plaza and you're like just hanging out, your Inkling totally does have like a little squid-shaped phone, and they can
that's
like
funny.
take selfies and stuff, and it's really adorable.
I'm really pushing for Sam to start playing Splatoon. I think she would love it.
like it. She would like it.
But yeah, so those are the big things coming out, the big like E3 news right now. Of just like, are these games going to be? We should have rated these on likelihood of trueness. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so Just Cause 4. Okay, how do we want to rate these? Like 1 through 5, I guess.
Yeah, 1 through
likely,
5.
Of not likely to likely.
Correct. Yeah. So 5 is going to be super likely. 1 is going to be not at all likely.
Okay, so Just Cause 4.
4.
Think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
seems
don't see any reason.
Splinter Cell.
5.
I'm putting
You
5.
heard my prediction.
I agree with you on that because
2018, December 25th, everybody.
It's not coming out this
Xbox
year.
exclusive coming out this year.
it's not going to be exclusive.
Yes, it is.
But no, I still do agree 5. I think that game is very likely to happen. Dragon Quest 2, sure, why not?
Yeah,
5.
5. I mean,
don't
why
know
not?
anything about it. Lego DC Villain, sure,
5.
5. Borderlands 3,
3.
you're going 3 on that?
Yeah.
I think that's true. That's a safe one because we have literally heard nothing
Yeah.
in a long time. Actually, I'm going to go 4
Oh, okay.
because
So write down 3/4 because we disagree.
I'm going to put a little M for this one and
And a little J.
over there for that one.
Michael Jackson.
I think that, yeah, I think that one, there's a pretty good probability of that one. Rage 2.
1. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's like they're being cheeky about it, but also like
They might just be messing around.
they might be just messing around.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
go-
don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I'm going to need a lot more proof before I'm
Because we're also
more
rating these
sure
very
on this.
high already.
Yeah, we are. But
It's
I
like
mean,
it's
some
like
of
a, it's like the
these,
SAT
it really
test.
Is like,
It's
why not?
If you're filling in like B, 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 or A, B, C,
It's
D,
like I've got too
I
many in
messed
a
up.
row.
I done fucked up. Hey everybody. So needed to interject something here because after we recorded this episode, a couple days later when I was editing this all together, it becomes more and more apparent that Rage 2 is actually probably happening. Bethesda has tweeted a few more images from their official Twitter account. One is Big Ben with some pink spray paint all over it. Another image of a rocket with pink all in the clouds behind it. A busy intersection with pink seemingly spray painted all over it, an aerial shot of it, and then also a cosplayer of Rage. So unless Bethesda is unleashing a massive trolling campaign to just, at the end of the day, pull the rug out from under us and say, ha ha ha, got you suckers, Rage 2 is not happening, it seems that Rage 2 is happening. So, update to that. And accordingly now, we'll adjust our possibility of happening score to, I'm giving mine a full-on 5. So, there we have it. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Gears of War 5, I'm putting a 2.
Yeah, actually, I kind of think it might also be a 2. I'd say 2 to 3.
Okay, so 2.
Yeah, put a 3 down for me. Actually, I think 3.
3. So got Mogan.
I think that's a solid perhaps.
Okay, Forza Horizon 5.
It's 5.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. So let's make this interesting.
Okay.
Game or DLC?
I think it's going to be DLC, and I would say
so I'm gonna
5.
go- So
4. I'm going to say 4. Yeah, change my mind. Yeah, cross it out. Sorry.
4
DLC.
Mogan, DLC.
New game, I'm going 2. If it's a totally new Assassin's Creed game, I'm saying it's a 2.
Okay, 2. New game. Okay, and I'm gonna say.
It's a Nautilus. There
There it is. I'm gonna say 4 for new game.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a madman. A left-handed madman.
And I'm gonna say 3 for DLC.
Okay. I suppose you're entitled to your opinion.
We'll see. And I better write down the scale.
Wait, so I do have some more wild predictions to make. So
I feel like we should save those up for
prediction
an actual
number
prediction.
10, Horizon Zero Dusk, coming 2019.
Horizon Zero
I'm
Dusk.
correct.
I like it.
Definitely
Again,
right about
like where your
that.
head's at. No, they're going to surely make another Horizon
Horizon
game.
Zero Twilight, Link's Return,
I don't
Link from
think-
Twilight Princess is going to be there.
I don't think they're going to announce it in this E3. I would be shocked if they announced anything Horizon this E3 because
Eventually,
they've already
I
got...
think there will be something.
Because Sony already has so much stuff coming up, like with, I know we're getting full on into E3 territory here, but we're not there yet. We're not required to, but I just got to make this point because they got the Days Gone. They're going to probably show off more stuff with the new Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
They're going to have, obviously, Last of Us 2 news. We'll get something
right.
there.
Yeah, they probably
there's
will.
no way they're going to do.
Yeah.
They're going to do anything with, and then who knows if they are releasing like some extra DLC for God of War, which I don't know yet since I haven't beat the game. If that game even would support DLC or just would be
I'm sure
give us a new
it
game.
does. I bet there will
see.
be DLC for
But
God
I would
of
be
War.
surprised. That could be something I could see happening there too.
New hairstyles for Travis.
No,
Let him live.
he was supposed to be bald, or buzzed, completely buzzed hair.
Did they have to fight for his little faux hawk?
I think they just decided that it would look better than the
Yeah,
buzz
it
cut.
does look better than a bald kid. That'd be weird.
Buzzed cut, not bald. Just
Same
buzzed.
thing. Same thing.
So I think between talking about the Nintendo Switch Online and then these possible leaked E3 games,
And my totally correct predictions.
yet
about-
to be seen.
Correct
Yet to be seen.
about everything. Yes.
We've pretty much used up all of our time for this
Correct.
episode.
Also correct.
So we're not going to get to some of the other news stories that we had lined up, but we do, though, have, before we go, as per usual,
Per usual.
our soundtrack spotlight, which was given to us today by our good friend Ark, as you like to call her, Arky Sharky.
Arky Sharky,
She suggested the game Thomas Was Alone.
which I have not played.
I have not played it either. Game was created by Mike Biffle. I was looking this up a little bit earlier just so I would know, have a little context to the game. It was originally released. It's had several platform releases. First one was released in 2012. Last one was released for modern gen consoles, PS4, Xbox One in 2014. So there it is. The composer was David Howden, and the song that we chose, Housden, so say it right, David Housden, and the song is "Where Are You" that we selected from that. She just gave us carte blanche. Just choose what you wanted. We chose that song. So again, the game is Thomas Was Alone, composed by David Howden. Song "Where Are You." So stick around to after the close to listen to that. But it is now time to draw this episode of Team Chat Podcast to a close. Until next time, I'm one of your hosts, Jerrett Wilson, joined by Rachel Mogan.
Sayonara.
We'll see you all next time. Stick around for the song.